Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back, dude, to another episode of the YoYoYo podcast with Martin and Hooter.
What's up, Hooter? How you doing?
What is up? I'm chilling.
Dude, we got a guest in the house, Mr. Erik Rivera.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, Erik?
Do I have to say yo?
You don't have to say nothing. Dude, thank you for joining us. It's your first time here on the podcast.
Thanks for having me, man.
Oh, dude, of course, brother. Holidays are here.
Mm-hmm.
You ready for the big turkey day?
Dude, I stay local. I don't travel back home to visit family.
You're from the East Coast, yeah?
Yeah.
Where at?
New York.
New York.
My wife's family's in Maryland. It's just too much, man.
And you guys don't go back for Thanksgiving?
No, not for Thanksgiving. No, it's too quick, man. It's just for a big dinner, and no one really. That tension because there's somebody fighting in the family.
Damn.
So,
Dude,
we don't do that no more.
That's what they were saying, that right now, because politics is so divided and part of the family is one side, the other part is the other side. Now you got to be in the same fucking room. And even if it's the in-laws, you know, that are like 100% fucking, you know, red or blue or whatever the heck. It's like a gang, dude. And they say that Thanksgiving this year is going to be more divided than ever before. Even more divided than when the Pilgrims and the Indians were fighting over the land, bro. That's going to be freaking crazy, Hooter. You're taking off.
Three sides, bro.
You're taking off.
It's the red, the blue, and then the one wild boy who talks about how Pocahontas was raped and shit in front of the kids.
Yeah, dude.
And all three of them don't deserve a seat at the table. Just fucking zip your mouth, watch football, and stuff your face. That's it. It's so easy to do. I don't understand why everybody makes it so goddamn hard. But yes, I'm out of here.
Because people are woke, Hooter, and you can't be celebrating the slaughter of the Native Americans to glorify fucking turkey and shit.
Nah, dude. Put a fucking sleep mask on. And that's it, dude. Just put a bunch of goddamn whipped cream on your pumpkin pie and zip your mouth.
You're going to Arizona?
Yeah, I'm going to the Dirty Tea to visit my mom. I'm taking all my kids. And we'll see how it goes, dude.
But see, that's not a bad flight or even a drive to go
Yeah.
down there see family. Like, I'm talking about like a 5-hour flight.
Yeah,
just
that is cross
just
country.
eat turkey? Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
For somebody to fuck up the turkey.
Yeah.
Dude, turkey is like a mother. Like, it's not that good. Most people can't cook a turkey.
Most people fuck it up.
Most people, it's dry most of the time, right? My mom used to stuff it with freaking ground beef, vegetables, and potatoes and fucking olives and raisins. She made this crazy stuffing. Like, I guess in her freaking town in Mexico, they used to stuff chickens with this thing.
Right.
And then when she came to the U.S. and they said, we're cooking a turkey, she's like, fuck it, I'll just stuff it.
I just need more ground beef. It's a bigger bird.
She put some butter in that motherfucker, drench it in wine, and it was juicy as balls. And I used to think that everybody used to stuff their turkey with ground beef, which is the craziest thing, is to stuff beef inside your bird. And, you know, we'd have it with tortillas and beans, right? Nothing traditional about that shit. I didn't learn about mashed potatoes and cranberry until I got older and I saw other families doing the traditional thing. Like biscuits? No, we had fucking tortillas, bro.
Yeah.
And which is, you know, I guess it was our traditional thing.
Do you do Friendsgiving, Eric?
No, I don't. Well, we have friends come over, like people that don't have anywhere to go.
Okay.
We feel
But
bad
on Thanksgiving.
On Thanksgiving,
Okay,
no,
okay.
I don't do like because we got invited to like because my wife, she's white, so her white friends sometimes have these goofy parties. I'm like, no, I'm not going to that. And they're doing like a friends marathon, and everyone's doing friends.
Dude.
I'm like, no, why?
This whole weekend, I saw a bunch of sucker ass fools, dude. All my friends that I've gotten like that are in a new relationship, all of them got dragged to Friendsgiving, bro, and I couldn't believe it.
What is Friendsgiving?
It's a bunch of friends celebrating Thanksgiving before Thanksgiving.
Before Thanksgiving, and then some of them will take a step further and do like friends themes. So
like Friends to show
Yeah.
friends?
Yeah, man.
Oh, fucking. Well, you know what? That's that generation because those people are up there not having families. The people that grew up watching Friends are now, you know, freaking with the family.
Rachel and Rosses of the world.
Right.
Team Rachel, Team Ross, Team Joey. I guess Joey was a crazy motherfucker, dude. Did you ever see that show Episodes on Showtime?
Yeah.
Bro, it was a show that originally I think it was from Europe, right? And it looks like some of those stories, you can't make those motherfuckers up. And apparently it's based on this dude's life. and he pissed off all the cast from Friends. Most of those motherfuckers don't even talk to him. He was like an animal, bro. Like just fucking everybody.
Well, on the show, you thought he was gonna be the star. Like he got the spinoff.
He got the spinoff, Joey.
Yeah, so everyone was like, "Oh, this is gonna be the star."
Yeah.
No one thought. I didn't think Rachel was gonna be the star. Like I remember watching Friends and like she was the. To me, I didn't think she was the hottest one at that time.
No, but she's huge.
Yeah,
she was huge. And but yeah, Joey, dude, that show episodes. I don't know. Maybe we talked about this in an episode way before a while back. But there's one episode where he's got this stalker. And it's she's like some chick that he's been fucking for a long time. She was a Make-A-Wish that never died. And then when she turned 18, she hit this motherfucker up. And I guess he was loaded. And how many Make-A-Wishes don't you think he met, right? And he's like, those Make-A-Wish people should do the research a little bit better. Because this chick fucking survived. Yeah. I met her when she was 15. Now she's fucking 18 calling me. I'm loaded. I'm like, come over. And I think he boned her. And she became like the stalker because she got the fucking Joey Pito. Apparently he's hung. It was fucking... Dude, savage.
Damn, that shit got 2 wishes granted.
She got the how you doing?
How you doing? That's funny.
Unbelievable. But I love how like nobody would have even known. Like that's how white people work, bro. Like they are
that
so
sounded
good.
so racist, Hooter.
No, dude. I'm giving them mad props.
I love how me and Martin got real quiet to see where this theory goes before we jump in. Like, hold up, what?
Yeah, let's hear him out first.
Hold up. We don't got Joe Rogan in our camp. Go ahead. What? Go ahead. What happened? Tell us, go ahead. What's the theory? White people do what? Let me move over a little bit.
White people do what, bro?
Go ahead.
No, look, all that drama was going down, and nobody would have known, bro, because they don't give a fuck about it. They just say, as long as we keep collecting a check, we'll just deal with this fucking guy's insanity, and we'll keep it pushing, bro.
Well, that was back before. That was back in the day. It
was
wasn't just white people. I think it was just everybody was just like. I think people were turning a blind eye. There was a lot of environments back then. Because we're talking what this was in the 90s. Mm-hmm. Dude, that's when Harvey Weinstein was just fucking raping people. Bill Cosby was still fucking in full effect.
There was no social media, no hashtags, there was nothing.
Nothing,
dude. Dudes were getting away with stuff back then.
Nobody was marching except for the band at the high school game. Dude, it was, you know what it was, Hooter? Toxic masculinity at its finest. And that's when before people knew that men are trash, Hooter.
Yeah.
It was way before men are trash became a fucking thing.
In the 90s, if you would have tweeted men are trash, you would have gotten 0 retweets and 0 likes.
Well, yeah, because there was no goddamn Twitter.
But even if there was, you'd get banned from Twitter.
Yeah, they would tell you to shut the fuck up. But anyway, all right, so that's Thanksgiving. And you mentioned that you're married. Your wife is white.
Yeah.
And by the way, congratulations on your special on HBO.
Thank you, man.
Super white.
Super white.
It's super funny.
Thank you, man.
I checked it out, and it made me laugh, bro. It's I don't want to be a spoiler here, but that story, the story about the parent that wanted to talk to you.
Oh yeah,
bro.
Super woke.
Oh
that dude
my
was too woke.
God, bro. I was fucking. I wasn't like, you know what? Let me tell you something. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as. You're a great comic, but a lot of times when comedians film something, their comedy doesn't translate. You know what I mean? When you see them live, they smash. Then you see them on television, and it's usually like, oh my God, I've seen this guy destroy. What the fuck happened?
Right.
Bro, you fucking killed it.
Thanks,
congratulations.
Yeah.
And it's on HBO, so fucking another Latino on HBO, which fucking badass.
Yeah.
How's the response been?
Everything's been good so far, and you know, HBO has sort of been on the forefront of getting Latinos on that platform. Mm-hmm. You know, other platforms just aren't doing it. Like,
sure.
It's sad because we're all out there, but they only know 2 people. They know George and they know Gabe. That's not a knock on them, but it's like the industry needs to do their homework and see other people.
A lot of talent out there.
There is.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you seeing dudes now, like, hey, we were just talking about Jesus Trejo. He did a Showtime. I'm on HBO. Gina Brion's on HBO. Nick Guerra's coming out the pipeline. Like, there's a lot of dudes out there. But the industry don't know them.
I just want to interrupt you for a second. Big shout out to Gina Brion, just doing her thing, kicking ass, super funny comedian.
She's about to tape an Amazon one.
Dude, good for her,
right?
man.
It's
Fuck yeah.
crazy.
Congratulations to Gina Brion. The homie Jerry.
Jerry, yeah.
Dude, killed
you
it.
another one. You were on Comedy Central. Vanessa Gonzalez just came out with a half hour. Like, these are people the industry should know, and they don't.
And they don't.
It's crazy to me.
But props to HBO and congratulations. I think marrying a white woman helped you out tremendously. It helped you.
If I would have taken her name, I'd have a sitcom right now, dude. If I would have taken her last name,
hilarious.
And it gives you a ton of material because a lot of your material does come from being married to a white woman.
Yeah. I talk about the cultural differences between me and her family and my family. And then I'm also, in the special, I talk about how I'm sort of walking this tightrope. Because like right now we're living in this weird time politically where it's like, you have to be American. Or else, how dare you disrespect the flag. But at the same time, I'm trying not to lose my culture. Because if you go too much, the family lets you know right away, like, oh, míralo,
yep.
Okay, blanquito, and you're like, no, I'm, and
Mr. Fiji.
Yeah, and I'm trying to raise my kids to say it the same way too. Of like, hey guys, I know you're American, but culturally you're Puerto Rican, Guatemalan, so we gotta.
Oh
find
shit, you got
balance.
Puerto Rican, Guatemalan?
Yeah, man.
Where do you get the Guatemalan?
My mother's side, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
My girlfriend's Guatemalan.
Okay.
Yeah. She's Guatemalan, and dude, I love pupusas.
There you go.
And I thought that was exclusively a Salvadorian thing, but
for
fucking
non-Spanish speakers, that's a food. Just so you know.
Dude, pupusas have crossed over like tacos, no?
I think
there's taco. LeBron's yelling Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, I think white people know tacos and quesadillas. They don't know pupusas.
They don't know pupusas
not
yet.
across the board yet. Like some pockets in LA might know.
Bro, I love me a good pupusa, bro.
It really does sound dirty. I love me a good pupusa.
I love me a good pupusa, brother. But now you have, how many kids do you have?
We got 2 kids, 2 boys.
2 boys.
Yeah.
How old are the kids?
3 and 7.
Oh shit, that's like right up there with Hooter.
Yeah, I got 6, 3, and 2.
Okay. And are you done? Is that it?
Yeah. Wow. I was done. Well, really, the 6-year-old. I mean, I wasn't. It just they all appeared, bro.
Oh yeah, magic.
You sound like you got Bill Cosby. They just showed up. I didn't even.
I did.
I woke up and there was a baby there.
Yep. Fucking pudding pops. The next thing you know, 3 kids.
Hallelujah! What a blessing.
Yeah.
Now the kids. That's now your girlfriend is Mexican, so you guys are both raising them with like my granddaughter is now in an all immersion Spanish class.
Right.
She's learning Spanish. Are you teaching them the language?
They are taking classes. The youngest one's in a full immersion class. Yeah, the older one, he's taking classes. And my mom's always yelling at me like, "Why don't you talk to them?" But it's hard because my first language was English.
Yeah.
And it was a constant fight in my house. Like my pops was Puerto Rican, so it's like, hey, we speak English. That's it. And then my mother was like, no, we talk Spanish. So now I move out here. I don't got family out here, so it's just me. And my wife doesn't speak Spanish, so I'd be talking to myself like a crazy person.
Sure.
So I'm like, I want to teach it to them, but I need them to learn something so that I can talk and get some kind of reaction. Because at this point, I'm just yelling stuff out.
Is your Spanish good?
It's not bad. It's not great.
So you understand it more than you speak it,
I understand
obviously.
it, yeah. But the problem is I'm translating, and so it's like my agents are always like, "Oh, can you do Spanish acting?" I'm like, if I have the script ahead of time and I can work on it, I'm gold. But once you tell me, "Oh, let's just improv," I'm like, you got to give me. There's a delay.
Yeah, if it's a cold read, it's kind of a little tougher. My first language was Spanish. I was born here, but my parents, all they spoke was Spanish at home. So me and my sister, all we knew was Spanish growing up. I didn't learn English until I went to elementary school.
Okay.
And then now I can think in Spanish. I can think. Obviously, I can think in English, and obviously, there's some words where you're sitting there trying to translate them.
Right.
I can't say that I'm fluent, but I'm pretty freaking good.
That's when you hit them with the Spanglish.
Yeah, that's exactly. There's a lot of Spanglish, man. It's crazy. I was listening to that new station, the new Cali. Have you heard it? It's a reggaeton station.
3.9. It's fucking reggaeton all day,
dude,
all night, nonstop.
Nothing but Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny. Every freaking other song is Bad Bunny. Yep. But anyway, Angelica Maria's daughter, I think, or Vale, Angelica Vale. Angelica Maria was married to Raul Vale, and their daughter is a DJ, I think, at noon. And she was talking about how her son, I was just listening to this on the drive-in, her son was in school And when he got home, somebody was speaking Spanish, and he said, "It's America. We speak English here."
Oh, wow.
And she's like, "Yo, whoa, what the?" Like she was like taken aback by that. She's like, "Where the fuck did you hear that?" And he's like, "At school, one of my friends said it, and blah blah blah." And she's like, "Dude, you're in a school where you're learning French.
Right.
You're learning English. They're cool with you speaking French and English, but if you say Spanish, it's a dirty word."
Yeah.
And then I got here, and obviously I couldn't hear the rest of the conversation. It struck me as really freaking interesting. Now, Spanish, especially living in Los Angeles like we do, and you're in New York, it's almost like a given that everybody speaks Spanish. When I think about Spanish and California, anywhere in the Southwest, the Treaty of Guadalupe, which ended the Spanish-American War, guaranteed that the residents would be able to keep their religion, which was Catholicism, and the language, which is Spanish. If you're in Kentucky, all day, you could fucking scream English only. If you're in California, then you don't know your history.
Right.
And not to mention, the more languages, we're the only country that frowns on anything other than English.
Right.
We go to other countries and expect that they speak English to us.
That's
How
why
dare
they
you?
hate us, man.
Yeah.
But it's hard, man, because I get that struggle that little kid is going through. Because so we grew up in the suburbs. We grew up in New Rochelle, and it was pretty much that. If if you were different, kids made fun of you. So growing up, I tried to. I'm not speaking Spanish. Like I remember I went to school because my mother, she was very proud of where she was from. It was like culture day, and I was the only kid with culture because everybody else was. Like the one white kid brought in like French bread. He's like, "I'm French." I'm like, "Dude, for real?" Like my mom. Late at night was making dobladas, which are like little
what is a doblada?
Like beef patties almost.
Okay.
From Guatemala, and like she dressed me up in Guatemalan garb, and I was excited to share my culture. And
How old are you?
I was like first grade, man. So it's like, "Oh, I'm Guatemalan." And the other kid's like, "Oh, watermelon." And you're like, so the next year I go back in, it's like, "Oh, where you from again?" I was like, "I'm American." So you start to. You don't realize at the time, as little kids teasing you, you start, like, "Oh, I'm not doing that."
Oh, that traumatizes you.
But then as you get older, you go, "Oh, shit, no, this is a culture, is a beautiful thing." And like you're saying, like, you know more, and you're like, nah. So it's hard for a kid to understand that, like, hey, don't listen to them. They're dumb. They're ignorant.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're doing, man.
And especially, like, you would think that we've moved past that, but when you think about the current time, we're living in a time where, and I'm not trying to get political here, but there is a big anti-immigrant sentiment, and especially towards Latinos.
Right.
So there's a lot of people out there just trying to walk that thin line where it's like, and then there's some people that are overcompensating,
Right.
When I see motherfuckers out at a protest waving the Mexican flag around, I'm like, okay, I get the pride and I get what you're trying to do, but we are in the United States. The flag here is the American flag, and that's the flag that they teach you the Pledge of Allegiance. Whatever the heck you believe, it doesn't matter. This is where we live, and for all its faults, it's a great fucking place to live.
Yeah.
It's a great fucking country, and so there's a lot of confusion right now. I think, especially for kids, because who knows what is being said in the schools. There's the anti-bullying right now. But how are immigrants?
Do you bully your kids, Eric?
All the time, man. They gotta learn. They need to.
Not for real.
No, so my oldest kid, dude, he got for Halloween, like he really got into the Aladdin movie, right? Mm-hmm. So he wanted to dress up as Genie. And the little one was Aladdin, and it was fun. We do family costumes. Growing up, I don't even think I got a family picture of all four of us together. I got to piece it together. And he came home, and he was like, somebody made fun of my costume. And right away, I was like, I'm about to fight a 7-year-old. I'm about to fuck a little 7-year-old up. Because that's my kid. So now I got him in boxing classes, and my wife's like, I don't know. I was like, no. He's going to learn. Yeah. So, I'm not saying go out and use it, but if somebody messes with you and you got to put a hurting on them. And I tell them all the time, I was like, if somebody makes fun of you or somebody pushes you and you push them back, I got your back. I'm not going to, because I'm not going to go in and have the principal yell at me like, oh, what did that kid do first? Well, then I'm not going to reprimand my kid. Yeah. He had it coming. You got to learn.
Yep.
There's not a lot of parents on that page.
You're
gonna get a lot of people giving you backlash for that because obviously fucking that's not any way to handle a situation.
I've already had it happen, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My son was my oldest one. He was in preschool, and we get a call, and the teacher was like, "Oh, he slammed the door in this kid's face," and that's out of character for my kid. My kid's very quiet. He's a good kid, and they called the parents in, and it was a whole thing, and. They're talking about
Were you and the other parents in the room at the same time?
Yeah, we were at the same time. And then finally the teacher's like, is there anything you want to say? And I was like, yeah. I was like, what happened before that door slammed? Because that's not my kid. And sure enough, she was like, oh, I don't know. So they started talking to the kids. Turns out that kid spit on one of my kid's friends.
Oh, shit.
On one of his friends. So my kid standing up for him slammed the door in his face. And I was like, all right, so my kid didn't do anything wrong.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, and the other parents were like, no, but he still slammed the door. I was like, no, you sticking up for him. I was like, I'm done.
My kid was blocking spit, motherfuckers. I'm out.
But we need to be focused on this guy fucking over here spitting bodily fluids at these freaking kids,
and
bro.
It was funny, too, because after that whole thing happened, the next day, the teacher comes up, she goes, you were right. She goes, I couldn't say it right there in front of the parents because they were upset, but that was a good call. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not going to stick around for this. He was sticking up for his boy.
Bro, it's a whole different world that we're living in right now, especially with the anti-bullying. And, hey, listen, the First Lady said, be best. Don't bully people. That's her campaign. Hey, listen, every First Lady has a platform. Melania's is no bullying, right? Be best. And so with the bullying, there's the gender. We had this big episode, well, not a big episode, but we had a big conversation on an episode about the whole pronoun thing.
Right. You know what a mapa is?
Do you know what a mapa is?
No, what's a mapa?
Okay, it's a parent who is both a mother and a father, and so the kids call him mapa. And
he sounds like a pastry.
And also,
done it? Yeah, we got mapas and we've got creme brulee. Like, okay.
And also, Eric, if you call him anything other than a mapa, he gets very upset at you. So
I will kick him right in his penis vagina. What's it?
Bullying,
Vaginus. I will get out of here.
Speaking of mapas,
I will kick him right in his pegina,
bro. Speaking of mapas, bro, last week I was doing Could Have Gone Pro, which comes out every Tuesday on my Instagram. And usually the last 3 weeks I've been bringing my son with me because it's just been a crazy like his little brother has speech and then his older sister has school, so the mom takes care of the other ones and then I just bring him with me. But it was getting out of control. Like, it was way too hard to record, and this fool comes in and says he needs to use the bathroom and shit. So I was like, all right, bro, you're gonna go with my dad, right? So I dropped him off with my dad, and when I go pick him up, this fool's wearing fucking Naomi's clothes, right?
Which is my stepdaughter.
Which is my dad's stepdaughter, yeah. So then I'm like, oh no, bro. My dad gave him the fucking mapa talk, because we had just talked about it, right? And I'm like, this motherfucker told him he don't need to pick a gender. He don't need to be a boy. He can wear whatever the fuck he wants, right? And I'm like, yo, what happened? And my dad's like, oh, well, he kind of peed himself, and so I had to take off everything. But then we had these clothes, so it was all good. And I was like, oh, fuck.
You're an asshole.
But I thought, this is it, dude.
You're about to go into the talk.
Oh, dude. But see, here's the thing. So these parents are raising their children without any type of gender bias, right? So they're non-binary. Traditionally we've said male, female, this is boy things, these are girl things. There's a lot of families now choosing to raise their kids with no gender bias, like you pick whatever the fuck you want.
Right.
Here's dresses, here's pants, here's this, here's that, here's makeup, here's hair stuff. Whatever it is that you want, you can use that.
Right.
There's no such thing as boys and girls. And so, there's a whole movement. And it's crazy. After we had that conversation on the podcast a few episodes ago, I was watching the news. And one of the stories, it's an online news thing, but one of the leading stories was how there is they called it an epidemic of gender dysphoria, which means like people that are born in the wrong body, right? And more people are saying, I don't know if I'm a boy or I'm a girl. There's a lot more questions being asked, and there's a lot of action being taken. As soon as somebody says, I don't know, it's like, okay, you have gender dysphoria, and we're going to do hormone therapy. We're going to
under
do this.
18,
We're going to
though.
do this. Yes, they're under 18. These are kids there's a lot of kids that are being now put on hormones. And I know Mario Lopez made a comment about this.
And he got dragged.
He got dragged.
Which I don't think, look, more power. Like, if that's how you're going to raise your kids, that's how you're going to raise your kids. But don't put that on me. Like, you're saying right now, some chick dude's going to get mad because I don't call him my pa. Look, I don't ask you to roll the R's in my name. Don't get mad at me. I'm Latino. I'm like, oh, it's Erik Rivera. Like,
with a K, motherfucker.
Right? So if that's what you're doing in your house, that's cool. Do that in your house, but don't expect me to know what you're doing in your life or my kid to know what you're doing in life.
Shit.
I'm raising them different. Like, it's crazy to me.
Do you have your kids in sports, Eric?
Yeah, so, like I said, the oldest one's in boxing right now, and the little one's about to start soccer. Yeah.
Okay. Have you had to deal with, like, weird parents?
Of course.
As far as
well, in the
goes?
special, you saw the last bit where I'm talking about this other parent. There was an incident. I gotta deal with him and his quote unquote wokeness. I don't like. Again, like, don't put it on me. Like, I don't know your guidelines to parenting. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy to me.
There is no right or wrong when it comes to parenting, but I think that it's becoming now where, and this is what the news story was saying, is that a lot of these parents whose kids are questioning and they're being advised to do some therapy and hormone replacement and all that. They're saying, we're afraid to speak out and say, hey, wait a minute, let me just let this kid grow up and see what they want to be. Right. They're saying if we do that, then we're being labeled as, non-accepting or as a problem and hate. It's considered hate speech in a lot of cases. So there's this dilemma going on where, it's great to say, what happens in my house happens in my house, what happens in yours happens in yours, but that's not the case, because if you are not at the level of quote unquote wokeness, then they look at you as the problem. You know what I'm saying? And so there's a lot of parents that are like stuck right there, like, fuck, I guess everybody's saying this is okay. I need to be on board with this. And again, I don't know what the answer is. And I'm not trying to it's just crazy that the story came up and both of you guys have kids right now. The gender roles are being redefined before our very eyes. Right. And 10 years from now, who knows where we're going to be? I mean, things have changed drastically in the last 4 years. It used to be when I was growing up, and not that this was good, but if you were gay, it was hard to come out. It was a big thing to say, hey, I'm gay. It was an event. You came out and you came out to the family. And now it's not a big deal. It's like somebody's gay, they're gay. It's which I'm on board with. You shouldn't have to be ashamed of your sexuality. With all the pronouns, however, then it's like they're saying that it's a limitless amount of genders. It's not like it's even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's like limitless, and if you're a straight male, you're a cisgendered male, Why are you looking at me like that?
Oh, somebody.
You're the problem.
Right. Look at
you. Are you triggered?
No.
Are you triggered?
In a safe space? What happened?
No. I'm not. But, I'll tell you this, dude. I'm coaching basketball this year again. And our first practice was last Friday. And
boys, girls, cis, pan.
It's gender neutral, Eric.
Okay, cool. I gotta make sure, man.
And because of the conversations I have with my dad, dude, I think twice before I call somebody a girl or a boy, just because I don't want to fucking hear it, Like if a parent were to come up to me and say, hey, so yada, 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 I'm just like, I don't know what I'd do, right? So I'm trying to avoid that. But it's in the back of my mind now because of talking to you.
Well, it's not just me. I'm just telling you of what's out there.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is the talks that me and you have had, that's why it's in the back of my mind. But I had the first practice, and this mom, I felt, wasn't liking the way I talked to her kid. I think she felt I was being a little too aggressive, maybe, right? And everything I'd say, she'd say it, but in a way nicer and friendlier voice. You know what I mean? But her goddamn kid wasn't fucking paying attention, dude. And the kid was running around. And look, before the season started, I was like, hey, man, if your kid's out messing around, I need you to go get your kid, because I'm here to teach your kid how to dribble and stuff, but I'm not here to, corral your kid. You know what I mean? If you see your kid out there messing around, go get him. And if you see that they're struggling doing the drills and they keep messing around, then you do the drill with them, because that's not fair for the kids that are doing it correctly, right? And so she kept pulling her kid, but there was times when she would just sit there, and I was just like, all right, well, fuck it. The kid's across the goddamn gym. I'm not going to stop what I'm doing here
to go chase that
fucking kid. That's not even mine.
See, look, Jesus went out upon the prodigal son, Hooter. If you have all the sheep and they're right there, but one of them wanders, you got to go get the one that wandered.
No way, dude.
Would not a shepherd?
Maybe he identifies as a sheep, man. Maybe that's his thing, dude. Why you gotta limit this child,
bro? So that chick's kid is 4.5, right? And then I have my 5-year-old and my 6-year-old. She turned 6 this week. And my 3-year-old on the same team. And my 3-year-old looks like a 5-year-old, right? And he's fucking dribbling and he's doing all the drills and he's fucking killing it, right? And after practice, she was like, so how's this one? Is he 4? Gonna be 5? I was like, nah. And then she was like, oh, just 4? And I'm like, no, he's 3. And then she was like, oh, but he's gonna be 4 soon? I was like, nah, he just turned 3 in July. And she was like, whoa, dude, right? Like, she almost didn't believe me. But it's like, no, dude, you just can't fucking... And she saw the way I was talking to him, like he was like just staring at the fucking little girl. And I'm like, hey, man, stop staring. Go, let's go dribble. And then he started dribbling again, But that I feel like that's the only way to do it. So I feel a lot of parents look at me and give me weird looks because I'm doing it like that. But it's like, bro, I'm not going to fucking be cool with that shit. Sorry.
I think that people,
call me a bully if you want.
There's people. Parents speak to their kids in a way that's non-threatening. You don't want to come off threatening. You don't want them to fear you. There's a whole different... Dude, the way that... When I got parented... Dude,
Did they talk to you in a soft tone? did they sit you down, Martin? Were they...
dude.
Son, come here.
Listen,
a lot of speeches?
I pretty much parented myself, bro. Back then, my parents came here as immigrants. They came from third world country that was even more third world than the rest of the country, because they were from small pueblos, small towns. And so when they came here, even though we landed in the hood, it was a huge step up from what they had. The tools that me and my sister, in their eyes, they're like, you guys have everything. We
did our job.
They have no idea about the gangs and everything else that we had to deal with, They felt that they did their job, you know? And as long as there was food on the table and a roof over our head, they felt like, motherfucker, what else do you want?
Right.
And I think there's a whole generation of kids, especially first generation, that were raised with that kind of savage parents, and then we grew up sharing a room, me and my sisters, and then you get older and then you're like, well, you have your own room, you have plenty of shoes, you have plenty of clothes. What more do you want? Like whatever we were lacking, when we give it to the kids, we feel like that's all they're gonna need, And then there's a level of a parent that's like, well, we're gonna talk to you in a safe way where there's no threatening, there's no we don't want to shock you. There's an episode on Black Mirror, when you're able to put this thing on the kid's brain and you could block what they see and what they're exposed to.
I remember that episode. And she didn't see violence, she didn't see nudity, she didn't see anything.
If the dog was barking too loud, they would blur it out, and then it would be a very faint bark, because they don't want her to be startled.
Yeah.
You end up crippling a person.
We're raising soft people right now.
Correct. Yeah. And every generation thinks that the generation that comes after them is a soft generation. But dude, to be honest, I think that the kids that are being raised today aren't prepared to face the real world. There's people out there going to work saying, oh my God, and look, people have been abused for a long time and taken advantage of. I'm not going to take that away from anybody. Right. They just had this weekend, I was reading a town square type of thing, a meeting with a bunch of assistants from Hollywood, a bunch of personal assistants, and they're saying how they've had things thrown at them, they've been yelled at, they've been this. They only make they make less than $50,000 a year, so they're barely getting by. They're doing this, they're doing that, and they're like, we've been taken advantage of, and we need to be heard, and blah blah blah. So there's like this whole movement right now.
It's called natural selection, man. That's how you get strong.
You know, and so these assistants that have been traditionally, when you have an assistant and you're in the industry, traditionally they're the gopher. You know, like go get coffee, go get this.
So where does this all end? Because if you all right. Let's equivocate that to stand-up comedy. So what would you tell a comic or a group of comics that got together like, listen, we are going to have this town hall because we're doing these open mics. We're getting abused. We're not being paid.
They're not paying us.
People aren't paying attention to us. We're not playing sold-out houses. Are you going to, oh, no, you're right. You should be headlining a theater because you felt, no, that's how you rise. That's how you got to pay your dues. You take your hits. Look, I did shows where I got screwed over on money. I did shows where they were, there's going to be 100 people here and there's 2. Sure. And, I don't get the full amount. Do I cry about it and sit it out, or do I, you know what, I learned from that, not doing business with that person no more. And
Correct. You learn from it, 100%. You learn from it. I think that I think that by the overprotectiveness, we literally have parenting right now where we're literally sending our kids out there with literally shoulder pads, helmets, and blinders, and pretending that there is no, no bad words. Bad words don't exist. Bad people don't. I mean, and it's like, get the fuck out of here, man. That's not the real fucking world, dude. That's a savage world.
I've been at the park with my 2 boys, and like I'll see a little kid like getting too close to the little one. I told my big one, like, listen, if he knocks him over, you put a shoulder on him. You put him down, and I got your back. Nope, you got to stick up for each other.
Yeah. For sure, dude. It's got to be it's got to be a monster to raise kids right now. You two having these kids right now that you have, you're raising them in a different world than most adults even begin to understand. Right. The rules that are being put in place now are brand new, and you have to learn them because otherwise you're gonna get shit on by the rest of society. And so it's a tough place right now for most parents.
It's a world where
and you touch on that on your stand-up special, which is fantastic. That's how we got started talking about this. So the fact that you touch on it, and I don't know if we mentioned the name of your special, Super White.
White.
And they can catch it on HBO. But I love that you touched on that. On parenting in this, in this day and age,
I feel like other parents expect us parents to worry about not only our kid, but their kid as well. Like, bro, I don't need to worry about your kid. I need to worry about my kids. Like in soccer, Eric, there was this mom who got mad because we added the snack bags, after the game.
Yeah.
So in all the snack bags, we put a peanut butter treat, right? I forgot what it was. It was like peanut butter crackers or whatever. And she got mad because her kid is allergic to peanut butter.
Right.
But that's one kid out of fucking 13 kids. Like,
did you know that he was allergic?
No. But I guess you're just not supposed to put, or you're supposed to ask, or you're just not supposed to put peanut butter or something. But it's like, bro, if, like, say it's my kid, right? Then I'm just going through the bag, taking out the fucking peanut butter crackers, and that's it. Yeah. It's over.
My kid's allergic to peanuts. I've done the same. I'm like, all right, guess you're not eating this, dude. At Halloween, I wasn't. Excuse me. Let's not.
Right. Oh my God, nope. Halloween.
Yeah, he got Reese's cups. Just took them out of his bag. That's it. And he knows. He's like, I can't eat that. All right, cool.
Right. That's
I'm not gonna make everyone suffer.
Does your kid not know? Yeah. Did you have you not told your fucking kid? Have you just kept this as big fat secret? Is this a big family fucking secret that he's gonna dive into fucking?
But you know what I find is a lot of these new parents are non-confrontational, so I use that to my advantage. Like, well, we'll go to the park or we do something. I start narrating out loud to my kid what's wrong with that kid? I'm like, oh, hey, buddy, let's move away from that kid because his parents didn't teach him manners. His parents didn't teach him how to shit. And I'm just yelling. And my wife's like, what are you doing? I'm like, first of all, they're soft parents. They're not gonna fight you. What are they gonna do? They're raising a soft kid. My wife gets so embarrassed. She's like, you need to stop this. We're gonna get into fights. Like, they're not gonna fight.
Oh, that's good, bro.
So yeah, like, hey, buddy, I'm gonna take these peanut butter cups out because apparently little Trevor here can't have peanut. His parents don't watch him. Just go crazy. They're not, what they gonna say?
I like that. But see, well, the thing is, though, I play at a fucking hood park, so motherfuckers will fight me, bro.
Hey, Holmes, you know my little chavalito's allergic to peanuts, hey? Why you put them in the fucking bag, puto?
Take that mazapan now, Holmes. You should know better.
You just get teardrop tattoos, like those are peanut allergy kids. I take out three this week, man. Would you?
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Fucking A. Real quick, man, you got any shows coming up, Eric?
Yeah, well, I'm in LA this for the holidays, so I'm doing shows around town. You know, check out my website erikrivera.com. I'm working with the Laugh Factory to bring back Latino Night because it's been gone for like 5 years.
For a long time, yeah.
Yeah, so we're doing that monthly now. It's called Brownish. We're not doing one in December because of the holidays, but we're picking back up in January.
Brownish,
at
the Laugh Factory in Hollywood on Sunset Boulevard.
Sunset, man. Trying to bring it back, dude. Somebody launched so many people, and
are you hosting it?
I'm hosting it. Yeah,
congratulations, dude. That's big. It's a great fucking a great club with a lot of history.
Yeah,
and Latino Night was fucking one of the staples of that club for a very, very long time.
A lot of dudes, man. Freddie Soto, Gabe, George, Paul Rodriguez, and then just no one cared to bring it. And trust me, there's been fights because they try to do the stuff that we hate on shows. Like, oh, Tuesdays, maybe we'll get a taco sponsor. Nah, we're not. Come on, man.
Let's get a taco sponsor.
Come on. Stop it.
Dude, I think more white people do Taco Tuesday than fucking Mexicans.
100%.
Taco Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo, that's all them.
Bro, fucking Taco Tuesday people. LeBron. That's his thing now. Yeah. He took over Taco fucking Tuesday, and he ain't Mexican.
Yeah.
Fucking cultural appropriation, motherfucker.
No shit.
And your website is erikrivera.com.
erikrivera.com, ERIK. Yeah, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
And of course, they can catch your special on HBO. It's still streaming.
It's on HBO Go, HBO Now, HBO On Demand.
Fucking get a free sample. If you don't have HBO, get a free fucking
you can sign up now 30 days and then cancel it.
And then cancel the fuck out of it. Yeah.
Make up one more email, bro. One more.
And then get it done. Go to martinmoreno.com for shows and information on upcoming shows. The 31st, we're celebrating New Year's in Iowa. You can catch me and Hooter over at the First Avenue Club. And then we are in Morris Plains, New Jersey on the 4th. That's a Saturday. Again, tickets at martinmoreno.com. And then on the 2nd, a little backtracking there, on the 2nd of January, we are back in Chicago with our homies over at Estrella Negra. So go to martinmoreno.com for shows and information. And we'll fucking catch you motherfuckers there. No matter how organic you try to make a fucking commercial, Hooter, it always sounds like a goddamn commercial.
Yeah. I like that you threatened them at the end. I'll catch you motherfuckers there. Like, damn.
Show the fuck up,
Come laugh or we coming for you. What?
Or else we'll go to your house and we'll mop-paw your ass.
The mop-paws are coming. Dude, so a few episodes back, we talked about how one of my aunts took back a 8-year-old Christmas tree to Costco, and they returned it. They gave her the refund, right? And so this dude hit me up on Instagram, and he was like, yo, bro, my chick, she works at Costco. And he said that somebody brought a goddamn receipt for meat that they bought, right?
Meat?
Yeah, and they said, hey, the meat went bad because it was too much.
Shut the fuck up.
They took it back.
They gave him the money, right? And then the person working was like, where's the meat? And the guy said, well, it went bad. Why would I bring it?
And they still give him the money?
And they gave him.
That is gangster.
Dude, gangster. Fucking Costco has my sister took back an 8-year-old tree, bro. and they gave her a brand new fucking tree. I mean, my sister don't give no goddamn fucks. And her tree looks beautiful. I mean, it's
brand new. That's why.
It's fucking spanking new. Also, I forgot. Ceres, right by Modesto. I am doing an all Spanish show on December 20th with Pinche Peter and Puras Fallas over at the Rusty Nail in Ceres. En español for all of you guys that speak Spanish, and check out No Te Asustes, an all Spanish podcast. That's for the Spanish speaker. If you don't speak Spanish, don't worry about this part of the fucking podcast right now. But todos los que hablan español, No Te Asustes en iTunes, en Spotify, donde quiera que escuchen podcast, está nuestro podcast en español. Se llama No Te Asustes. There you go. See, that's me flossing my Espanol, Hooter.
Yeah.
I can see the brain fart. Like you were trying to translate iTunes and podcasts. You're like, wait, no, there is no.
iTunes and
Tell them to rate and review in Spanish too, Dad.
Hagan un rate y review. You piece of shit. You know, every time I watch a old Spanish movie or something like that. Even in Chavo del Ocho, you know, you familiar with that show?
Yeah, I grew up watching that. Sábado Gigante. My mom used novelas and stuff. So
El Chapulín Colorado was like their goddamn fucking Avenger, you know, and their superhero, and the Red Grasshopper, right? And he had this rival that was doing like he was like a superhero, but it was like a Uncle Sam character, and it was Don Ramon playing Uncle Sam, and he's like, "Me, sir, Super Sam," and like so they say, "Oh, y ahora quién?" Like, "Oh, now who can help me?" was the line that they would give, and then fucking Chapulín would show up, and at this fucking time, fucking "Me, sir, Super Sam," and this fucking dude shows up in an Uncle Sam costume, and he's speaking Spanish. But like how Mexicans would think an American would speak Spanish.
Right.
Yo estar aquí para ayudarle, señora. And I'm like, oh my God, that's almost like fucking, it's so fucking, almost racist, right? Yeah. Like fucking the way that shit sounds. But it makes me laugh because all these movies, like all these old school movies with like Maria Felix and all these fucks, you know, you see that one character who is a Mexican, obviously, but he's playing a white man, you know? Vengo a invertir en unos terrenos por aquí. Ustedes me van a ayudar. And I'm like, dude, come on, man.
Yeah.
It's almost like when you've got it's like the parrots in Disneyland, you know? Hello, mi amigos. It's time for a siesta. And it's like that over the top fucking accent. But so we get mad when they do it.
Everybody does
but we're just as guilty. Now I'm more like aware that we've done that for fucking years.
Bro, think about when you're a kid trying to talk Chinese.
Cepillín, bro. Cepillín was like, oh, chinita no quelel. Like, dude, like, and the kids used to fucking do it all the time, bro. Like, fucking talk that shit, you know? Fucking switch the L for the R or the R for the whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
And
some bad comics still do it. What are you talking about? Acting like that's gone away. Come on now.
Somebody just wrote that today.
Somebody's out there doing that bit right now.
Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be gold.
Yeah.
But yeah, I now I'm more sensitive to that. Like I look at it and like, oh my God, that sounds so fucking racist,
they
yo.
Got you,
and it's not that I'm woke or nothing like
you,
that. Like, it's just
there's a new character, Woke Martin.
Woke teen.
Yep, they got your ass. Dude.
They didn't got my ass.
Dude. Oh, shout out to the show we did in Boyle Heights.
Oh yeah, Rafa puts on a show at the dude. How badass is that fucking venue?
It was really nice, dude. When you pull up, when you go inside the venue, it looks nothing like you thought it was going to look like from the outside. Dude.
Sure. It's in the middle of the hood.
Yeah.
It's in the middle of the hood. You walk in, and it's this historic theater that's been restored. And the history there is freaking phenomenal, dude. Like, when you start looking at the... Sonny and Cher used to live there.
Right.
Stevie Wonder performed there when he was a kid. The acts that have come through there are just freaking ridiculous. And then the dude, Mario, you took off. And one of the dudes that's one of the investors there is also a chef. We got to get him on the fucking podcast. This dude he's like, hey man, I want to cook for you guys. Fucking stick around, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I'll stick around. You know, I ain't got fucking nowhere to go. And so he kept the beers flowing, you know, so I'm drinking beer. And he brought out some tacos and he brought out some pork belly. Bro, I'm a big fan of pork belly, you know. And the way that he made it was, I've had a lot of food. I used to tour with Gabriel, so we've eaten around the fucking world, and I've had some really bomb food. The pork belly this dude made, I've never had those flavors before. I've never tasted those flavors. I didn't know that you could even do that with pork belly. And then I started asking him, like, dude, where the fuck did you learn how to cook? And he's like, in the hood. I go, no, motherfucker. So he went to the Cordon Bleu, and he also managed to save up enough money to fly to Spain and train with like some chefs that have had like 10 Michelin stars and shit like that. So he trained under them, and he's telling me his story, and I'm like, oh, dude, this is like fascinating, you know, like most people in the hood, you might have a dream, right, but it's really hard, you know, because there are no role models, first of all. Right. There are no resources a lot of times. So the people that do come out and manage to achieve any kind of fucking level of not even success, but just of education and exposure and being able to say, I know that I need to take myself to this place, whatever it takes. I'm going to get the money. I'm going to make the fucking trip, and I'm going to learn this, you know? Most people are like, pay me now, like fucking, I need instant gratification. So anytime I see anybody that's done the groundwork and has paid their dues, there's a level of respect that comes with that, you know, because there's a lot of motherfuckers just waiting for somebody to give it to them. Yeah, you know,
I give that dude even more credit because, like, you know, when you're Latino, like you if you have a dream of something that's out of the norm for your parents to understand. You can't even imagine. Yeah, his family just he wants to be a cook. And like, no, I want to be a chef. I want to go to Cordon Bleu, Michelin star. Oh, a tire company. And you're like, nah, and you got to like fight them. You got to fight. And they should be supporting
your family, but the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
Even, bro.
Yeah, because you know what? Like, if you're a cook, that's usually a bottom of the barrel type. Nosotros somos cocineros porque no estudiamos. You know, that's why we're in the kitchen, ahí asándonos en la cocina. We're in there just boiling in the kitchen because we didn't. But you have school, you have opportunity. What are you talking about? You know, so they shit on him even more, I bet. And he just had the balls to fucking follow it through. And now, dude, they've got a mariachi brunch, which I want to go check out. Yeah, and he's doing tours there. He's going to open up a pizza place there. The dude knows his history, his Los Angeles history, the history of the place. Just a super informed, educated dude. And when you look at him, you think he's a cholo, you know? I mean, he's wearing one of them Charlie Brown shirts from freaking, you know, Greenspans. And he just, he looks like he's a hood dude. And, you know, he grew up in the hood. That's who he is. But you can't judge a book by its cover. You know, the dude is a fucking badass. I can't wait to go try some of his fucking. So big shout out to the Paramount over in Boyle Heights. Yeah. They're doing comedy there once a month. That they're going to start doing some Spanish shows as well. They've got music. They've got concerts. Everything that's going on in Boyle Heights right now, Hooter.
It's tight.
And they're going to, now that they do this mariachi brunch on Sundays, they go to the Plaza del Mariachi, which is right down the street, and they're going to bring in a different mariachi group. So now they're hiring people from within the community, which is always, you know, when you have an opportunity to help out the people around you, bro, and you do it, like I said, I just respect the fuck out of that.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm a big fan of that and that city because of that, dude. Like, there's so much collabing going on in that city, and everybody's like, hey, I opened this shop. let me use your business for this. You know what I mean? And it's so dope how they do that. But shout out to everybody who came out. Beto Duran came out, so shout out to that fool.
That fool don't even come to my shows.
Bro,
Damn,
that fool, that was the first show he's ever been to of mine, bro. And you know, he was all excited and shit, dude. And I waited for him because we're supposed to go get tacos. And then last second, he was like, all right, yeah, I'll follow you. And then he calls me and says, hey, man, so I don't want heartburn, so I'm just going to head home.
Yeah, he didn't want to get that food grease on his pocket squares. Yeah. He's fancy now. He's fancy. Beto's too fancy now.
Yep, that's exactly, bro. Unbelievable, this fucking guy. Yeah, I'll follow you. Let's go.
Did you see him on Jim Hill yesterday?
No.
Dude, on CBS, it was fucking funny. They had Isaac Bruce, former receiver for the Rams, on the show. Mm-hmm. And I didn't do shit yesterday, dude. I fucking sat on the couch, drank wine, and fucking watched football and fucking ordered a goddamn pizza. Which, by the way, I'm going to start eating good today.
Start clean on Monday.
Yeah, I start today. But I didn't do dick. I just watched the games. Raiders got their ass kicked. So they've got Isaac Bruce on the show. And you know, he was a fucking amazing fucking receiver with the fucking Rams, and Beto's telling him, yeah, I remember blah blah blah, I went to school with blah blah blah, and they would say this and this, and he's just giving him all these props, right? He's just pumping up Isaac Bruce, and then fucking Jim Hill goes, let's roll some earlier footage from earlier today before Isaac got here, and it's Beto and Jim Hill talking about how Isaac, they're like, oh, we're gonna have Isaac Bruce on the show later on. And fucking he goes, those catches that he used to make were freaking phenomenal. And Beto goes, yeah, you know, I'm pretty sure there was some stickum involved back then. They played this shit in front of Isaac Bruce.
Hilarious.
Bro. And Jimmy Hill goes, I think, and then Beto Duran is like, can you believe these editors just splicing your words, making it sound like you say blah, 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 which props to him for being quick on his feet and trying to make a funny like that. And then Jimmy Hill goes, yeah, I think you owe Isaac Bruce an apology here. I'm sorry, Mr. Isaac Bruce. And dude, and you know how like he put that, like when he was on CBS, one of the first episodes he put, so this happened.
Oh, we've been bagging on Erik since the jump, like that, since that very first time that he was on there. That was his caption, bro. So this happened. Bro, ever since then, whatever happens, that's all we put. So this happened today.
Bro,
so it's been like a running joke.
I took a screenshot of him, Isaac Bruce on the television, and Jim Hill, and Beto's just dying, like he's laughing because they fucking busted him. And I put I put it on my story, and I put, so this happened, and then I put he used stickum raza or some shit like that in quotation mark, and then I put Beto Duran. It was fucking he reposted it on his story, but then he hits me up and he goes, I wasn't ready. I go, bro, that shit was hysterical. It was funny. I love when they call shit out like that.
Yeah, that's good.
It's fucking awesome. So, but anyway, big shout out to Beto Duran on CBS every freaking Sunday, which is another, talk about Latinos doing shit.
Right.
Love his hustle as well.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of them dudes that
and he supports, man, which is big. Like we got
he showed up to our show in Boyle Heights.
We got to support each other if we're going to break through at any point, man.
100%. Yeah. So big shout out to Beto. Check him out after the late game on fucking Channel 2. You know, every week, fucking killing it out there.
Yeah, he is, dude. Love it. Have you seen the video of the koala burning on fire?
No,
what's that?
So there's this video of a koala, right? And I guess there's this crazy fire going on in Australia, and there's this koala that you can hear like crying kind of because it's like on fire, right? So they put it out and everything. But there's a bunch of people, right, that are retweeting this goddamn video. And then somebody put, I feel so bad for these koala bears, right? And instantly I stopped giving a fuck about the koala, and instantly I started getting mad at this fucking person who called it a koala bear, right? Because I remember going to Australia and the first thing they said was they're not koala bears.
They don't identify as bears. What are they? Koala dog, what happened?
And that's why you guys should check out
Koala
Erik
fish,
Rivera's comedy special on HBO because this motherfucker's. That was good.
Damn, that was good, bro.
They call that a callback in the comedy world.
Damn, that was good as fuck, Erik. And then, like, I started going on this thread, bro, and everybody is just bitching about animals, right? And how we treat animals and shit. And look, I'm not saying that we should be mistreating animals. Of course not. Also, dude, like, I feel we need to take a step back on this, right? Like, I'm not saying beat the fuck out of your dog and stuff, but also, like, it's okay if a goddamn lion eats a zebra. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what happened. That's natural selection, survival of the fittest.
Yes,
it's the food chain.
It's exactly, dude. And I can't stand these people that are like trying to put animals first. You know what I mean?
You know, there's a big movement to make animals vegan, right? So that they stop eating each other. They're trying to re-educate the animal kingdom.
Hakuna Matata, Dad.
Dude, they're trying to re-educate the animal kingdom. There's a bunch of activists, and it started in, I want to say, the Serengeti. They started.
So is it not a food chain anymore? It's just gonna be.
It's a fucking.
It's gonna be beyond. It's gonna be beyond zebra. And so these lions are trying to get them to eat beyond zebra, which supposedly it's made out of. It's plant based.
They're putting stripes on squash. And they're fucking. No, what's that fucking thing that vegans
I'm just making
jackfruit. They're putting zebra stripes on jackfruit,
and it tastes just like zebra.
So when you go to the LA Zoo, your lion's got Lululemon pants on.
Yeah.
Got
dude,
a yoga mat.
Doing downward dog and shit.
Kind of
unbelievable, dude. I can't stand the people that put these fucking animals first. Like, bro, you shouldn't treat animals like this, and that, right?
We gotta put humans first, I think, for a minute.
Yes, dude.
There's a lot of humans
There's
suffering.
so many humans that are suffering and fucking need help before.
But humans are pieces of shit, though, sometimes.
Yeah, okay, but dude, I mean, fucking lions eat people too. You know what I mean? It's like, how you... It's so frustrating, dude. You know what I mean? It's like, everybody wants to put these animals first, and it's... I don't think... Or not that I don't think, but most of these animals aren't as smart as human beings. They don't have the type of feelings that we have. You know
they're
what
smart.
I mean?
They're just not emotional.
Yeah, they're not emotional, dude. They, I mean, and they're not as smart as a fucking human being. I mean, there's a few monkeys that could fucking, tell you they're hungry or whatever the fuck, but I mean, they're not going to build you a bridge.
No, they're
You know
not.
what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, stop acting like you could fucking work at the same place with a goddamn buffalo. You know what I mean? Like, stop acting. That's all Twitter's just fucking driving me nuts lately, dude. With all this
woke
nonsense.
Twitter?
Woke Twitter, bro.
Hey, man.
I gotta fucking all these toxic people, dude. I need out of my life. And
Lions are trash.
Lions are trash. Animals are trash. All this shit's trash, bro. Although, it's so funny, man, because me and Pella were talking the other day, and like, now that I have chickens, and like I'm getting my eggs from my chickens, like everything that all the eggs that we eat are from the chickens, right, in my backyard, and it kind of made me like, whoa, bro, I know how I treat my chickens, right? Like, they have a fucking backyard to themselves and shit.
They're free range.
Yeah, but like,
are they organic?
They're pasture raised.
Yeah, I mean, these fools, they're chilling. Like, every once in a while, they'll eat a little GMO watermelon, but it's all good.
All right.
But like, it made me think, what about all the other eggs, bro? You know what I mean? Like, who knows how those people are treating those fucking chickens?
Oh, they're in like really close quarters. Like they have no room.
Depends where you go, man. You go to the Ralph's, they bad chick. But if you go Whole Foods, those are some high maintenance chickens, man.
So?
Yeah, read the little signs. I read them all the time.
These eggs come from happy chickens. That's all they need to get.
So you know when they say free range, it doesn't necessarily. It's still so they have this. If you go to like Whole Foods or Sprouts, they have like this chart, right? And they'll show you the fucking cage free and how big of space they have, and then they show you free range, I think, or pasture raised is the most room that the chicken has. So if they're pasture raised, then they had more room. Cage-free doesn't necessarily mean dick, because they could not be in a cage, but they're still like this with a bunch of other chickens, you know? So cage-free is a great marketing tool, and it tugs at your well, it's cage-free. Motherfucker, they might as well be in a cage. They have more room. At least in the cage, they have nobody else rubbing up on these motherfuckers, you know?
Yeah, dude, because I put my chickens away every night because, like...
By the way, can I just say, I love that you, a couple minutes ago, were like, fuck koalas, but right now... You were getting emotional about chickens. Like, I'm watching you get teary-eyed. Like, but how much room they got? But you were watching koala bears burning and just angry.
Fuck them koalas.
Yo.
No.
I'm watching you. You're giving like a whole dissertation about chickens. Go ahead, man.
And if you call now, you too can help a chicken range free, bro. You got to get these chickens out of cages. No, look.
Hashtag Hooters Chickens. And you'll get a free T-shirt and mug.
And you'll get updated. You'll get a picture every week letting you know how your chicken's living. Look, dude.
For just $3, we're going to educate this chicken. We're going to close this chicken.
I read to my chickens every night. I sing them songs.
No. I'm thinking that because of how
I will punch a koala right in the mouth.
I'll torch a fucking koala
punch a koala right in the ribs. But my chickens, I sing them lullabies at night.
No, dude. I thought about it because of what I'm eating, right? Like, that's fucked up. If you're eating a fucked up chicken, that's how I'm looking at it, right? Like, I know that I'm eating not good chicken, good eggs because my chickens are chilling, right?
Right.
But like, I don't know what people are pumping into their chickens or what they're like giving their chickens or what they're feeding their chickens. And then I'm eating the egg from that chicken. That's what I was looking at.
So,
and then it made me think like, fuck, why stop at just eggs? I need a farm, bro, because I want like to just eat all of my own shit.
Well, that's the only way that self-sustain, right? Like self-sustainability.
That's what I want to be, dude.
Yeah, they've now figured out the exact amount of hormones and shit that you need to give a chicken and antibiotics to keep it healthy and for it to grow in the places that it needs to grow. So if you need it to have the big breasts and you need it to have the big this, so you've got all these deformed chickens that are being raised specifically to feed the population, you know, because we need to have, you need a big chicken breast, you need a big fucking, you know, blah, blah, blah. And so these chickens are barely able to move, you know. When you see some of these documentaries, you start getting disgusted at what they do to these
They're like
animals.
Tipping over, bro, because they have the big ass breast.
Exactly. They can't even walk, you know, but they don't need to walk because they don't have no room because they're not fucking pasture fed and pasture raised, you know. They're just fucking right there. And it's really shitty. It is shitty. Okay, look, I agree with you as far as like a lot of people go way overboard, but there are a lot of ways that we could change how we treat these animals, you know. It's pretty archaic the way that we get our meat sometimes and the shit that we do to make these things grow. It's fucking it's horrible. I mean,
let's stop walking dogs in fucking strollers, dude.
The stances you take, Hooter. I will punch a dog in the back, but
no, come
on,
my
Eric, chickens.
Please tell me.
Chickens.
Have you seen these people?
I have seen these people,
and you're down with that?
No, I didn't tell.
He married into that.
Trust me, she'll push our dog in a stroller if she could.
Fucking Eric has a double stroller. He has a kid in one fucking side and a dog in the other, bro.
They got a diaper bag for the perrito right there. They heat up the food.
What's the temp on that, babe? Not too hot. Yeah. Too hot. Blow on it before you give it to him.
Is it alkaline water? We give him alkaline? You got...
You have a whole bit on Whole Foods, which is fucking hysterical, by the way. I watched your special, bro. I did watch it, and I'm not. A lot of times you go somewhere and people pump up your special. They're saying, "Hey, go watch it," blah blah. They don't know if it's funny or not. I'm telling you right now, you guys check out Erik Rivera's special on fucking HBO. You're gonna laugh your ass off. It's fucking good, bro.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
You know, big props on that, and again, congratulations.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yep. You got anything else?
Yeah. I wanted to give a shout out to you, Dad, because you boosted Mateito's confidence this last week, bro.
Nice.
When I picked up my kid from my dad, well, yes, he was wearing girls' clothing, but it's all good. Because when we got home, Pilla started asking him like, "Hey, what's up? How was it at Dad's house?" And then he was like, "Oh, it was good. He said, me had fun." And then she said, "Oh yeah, what'd you do?" And he said, "Oh, played. We ate." And then he said, "We counted." And then she said, "You counted?" And then he said, "Yeah, in Spanish." And then she said, "In Spanish?" And he said, "Yeah." And she said, "Let's see." And he was like, cinco, seis, uno, dos. It was all fucked up, but he still said numbers in Spanish, right?
And that's exactly how I taught him too. Cinco, seis, uno.
Look at Mateito. The one doesn't identify as a one. And it doesn't need to go first. Okay? The one, the numero uno, wants to be where the seis is. And that's okay. So then he was like, yeah. And then he said, Dad said, me smart. And then we're like, yeah, dude, you're smart. And then he was like, yeah, Dad said me smart. And then his sister, of course, was like, you're not smart. You're dumb, right? And then he was like, no, me smart. Dad say me smart, right? And when I picked him up, my dad was like, hey, bro, I told him he was smart, and he told me he wasn't. And I was like, what the fuck you talking about? And he was like, yeah, like I said, hey, you're smart. And he said, me no smart. And I'm like, oh, great. This fucking guy probably thinks I'm fucking calling this fool stupid all day.
Like bullying this motherfucker.
And I was like, bro, he sounded like a battered wife and shit. Like, no, I'm not pretty. Right? Like, he was like, me no smart. Meeks is smart. And then my dad's like, no, which is his older sister. And my dad's like, no, you're smart too. And then he was like, no, me no smart. Micah's smart. And then, which is his little brother. And he was like, bro, you're fucking smart, bro. Stop saying you're not smart. You're fucking smart. And so I thought it was weird because we always tell him that he's smart. But it was like the fact that you told him that, like, it was like if it held more fucking power, you know what I mean?
Something outside, somebody outside his outside the norm.
Yeah, so he was walking around like just fucking, yo, me smart. We smart motherfuckers, right? Like, he was telling his sister that shit. He was telling his little brother that shit.
And that's exactly how I told him. I go, you're a smart motherfucker, man.
I was waiting for him to go like, me no smart. The chickens are smart. not me.
I go, your chickens make eggs? And he goes, no, my pop make eggs. This motherfucker.
They're smart.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, dude, so that was cool. And it was cool to see him be so like confident about it. So,
that's what I do, Hooter. I know how to raise children.
Oh yeah, but hey,
he knows how to inspire.
You know what's
Inspire the
funny?
young generations.
You know what's funny is that one of your bits when you're up there talking about like fucking how I'm like saying, hey man, you should do this with your kids and you should do this. You're like, where the fuck was that logic when I was growing up, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Well, I gotta make you gotta crack a few eggs before you fucking make it good to make an omelet, Hooter.
Yeah.
It's like the first pancake, like G. Riley says. You gotta throw that motherfucker out because it's not gonna be good. You were the first pancake, mijo.
A little burnt up.
Nobody told me I needed butter beforehand, bro. So yeah, you're a little crispy on one side, but look, you made it out.
You made it. You're good. You got chickens. You're rescuing chickens.
Damn, that was so funny, Eric. You'll torch a fucking koala, bro. Your chickens. God damn, that was good.
Oh, well, listen. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the YoYoYo podcast. Have a great holiday. If this thing comes out after Thanksgiving, well, then I hope you had a great fucking turkey dinner. A great freaking, I hope your family reunion wasn't too fucked up. I hope your Friendsgiving was awesome. I want to thank Erik Rivera for joining us here at the YoYoYo podcast. And again, brother, congratulations on your special on HBO. Where else? You've got a few other TV credits, right?
Yeah, I was Tonight Show. I've done Last Comic Standing.
Fucking huge,
did
bro.
an hour special for Fuse before when it was Nuvo. Then they bought it out. So yeah, I've been
Urban Jungle.
Just a reality show. I don't think anybody can find. I might be on sale. Go find it. It's bad.
It's one of your earlier ones.
Yeah.
Bro, those early TV credits are the fucking best, bro, because you just have all the hope in the goddamn world.
You're like, this is it. This is going to be it.
This is it.
What was Urban Jungle?
It was a reality show where they had us, a bunch of kids. We were young, like early 20s, and we had to live in South Central and sort of learn what the hood was. kind of thing.
Bro, and it was called Urban Jungle.
Urban Jungle. Oh, yeah.
Fucking totally politically incorrect.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so what were your daily fucking missions, dude?
They would give us
Not to get deported.
they would give us like jobs. Yeah. They would give us jobs to try to make money to pay rent. And we had to like work together as a team and try to figure stuff out. It was not good.
It was like Survivor, but in the hood?
But in the hood. Yeah, exactly.
It's a good premise.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Just the name.
Listen, from Urban Jungle to fucking HBO, it's been a fucking hell of a journey, but fucking you're there. Fucking.
I made it.
You made it. Your son made it, mama. He's a success.
Yeah, so rate and review and enjoy your holiday. Peace.
Just a little bit. I think I could overdrive it just a little